Hello everyone, this right here is going to be a review of the Scale 118 Toyota Celica, or also referred to as the Celica in other parts of the world. And it is produced by the one and only Autoart. Absolutely incredible model, as I will show. Pretty much no flaws whatsoever. Definitely. I bought this for $95 on eBay, so it was pretty pricey. It was actually the most expensive model I've ever gotten. So you can kind of expect that it's going to be pretty good. And I usually would never spend that much money on a model, but I just love the Celica overall. I think it looks amazing, and it's just such a real good value in real life. It's just nice to see right here. So let me get started on the detail here. So if we start at the front, the first thing that you will notice is the little Toyota badge that is so finely ground into that little vent. Really, really nice. I mean, it's got the chrome on it. I can't figure out how they actually manufacture that alone, but it looks really nice. Same thing with the headlight. Now, the nice thing about these upper end models like Autoart, you'll find no peg, you'll find very nice detail on the interior. This even has that xenon bulb that the actual car has. So, very, very, very nice. And also a little, unlike Autoart, there's a little gap there. But I'm not going to rip on it too much like that. We have very smooth flowing wheels. Does not feature suspension. Most Autoarts don't. And it also has a brake disc which moves with the wheel, and a caliper which stays in place. In the center, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a little Toyota badge. Very, very small. There it is. Just absolutely very, like, beautiful wheels. Really nice. Paint quality, perfect. I technically got this car used, so I was surprised to see that the paint quality was perfect. And as I was cleaning it and kind of pulling off that manufacturing grease, I don't know what to call it, I was looking at it and I was like, wow, I really can't find a flaw with this vehicle. So if you search on eBay, you can get excellent deals. This did not come with a license plate. It's just a main, just a generic Maine license plate. I don't know why I picked Maine, kind of random. It's one of the only states that I don't have yet. Pretty good there. And if we go underneath, continuing on that excellent detail, everything raised from the bottom, suspension components, etc. This, of course, is front-wheel drive, so you don't have a drive shaft that goes down to the rear wheels. No complaints there. And it does have a pretty decent sized sunroof. In the trunk, you can see that it is carpeted, and it has this little privacy thing which is held up by very nicely by these strings. So you open it and that's really, really cool. Nice little touch. The only other car that I can think of has that is the Sunstar Ford Escort. Then also pretty good windshield wipers. Be careful when you're cleaning that you don't pull them up. I apologize, the sun's starting to shine a little bit, but it allows you to see the interior pretty well, and you can definitely tell that while I will say this isn't the best Autoart interior I've ever seen, it's still pretty darn good. I mean, if it was on a budget scale, it's level 10. So if you look at it that way, however, I wouldn't really call this car a budget car for that reason of $95. But you can haggle your way down even lower if you want. So it does have carpeting. And what's really cool about these seats is in real life they're cloth, and it actually has a cloth texture on it. Very cool. Now, coloring isn't entirely accurate on the interior of this vehicle. This, I guess, would kind of have the black and silver interior that the Celica has, but you really can't tell. The dash is a little bit too bright, and the silver accenting on the seats isn't very apparent. Not really a big deal, but it's all that stuff I like to look for. And those really nice aluminum pedals on the bottom. Everything about this car is really good. Now, the doors actually are very spring-loaded, so if I open it to here, it will slam shut. And you feel like, oh, it's just going to keep slamming shut, but you just got to pull it all the way out, and then it'll stay open. But it's a really nice, strong feel, so I imagine that you won't find any issues with the door not opening in the future. This little cover is plastic. It looks okay, but just a note. And there is that 1.8 liter inline 4. Produces 180 horsepower to the front wheels, of course. Very, very nice engine. Now, granted, with the Celica, it's pretty crammed in there, so there isn't a ton to see, but what you do see is very well executed. Suspension there. Excellent. And you can just see it in any angle. This car is a really good looking car, considering that it originally retailed for about $18,000, I think it was. Just excellent. So overall, while this model is pretty tough to find because it is an older Autoart, I would highly recommend it if you do find it, especially if you're like the Celica, because this was the last generation. It's a 2000, by the way, so it's right when that generation came out. It's a GTS, so a little bit higher end from the GT. You can tell by the wheels, and that's it as far as I know. The wheels and the engine's a little different. Alright, so that's all. Thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful.